I know, helping persons all along the way. And I believe while she was working in the Ministry of Culture, she had used to go way beyond that call. I mean, you call Lauren Ramdeni, and she was always there in some corner trying to help somebody privately, publicly, could be, I mean, individually or within the community. And I just think that somebody like her, who always stay in the background, who always do the work without looking for anything. And I just believe that I would like to send so much flowers to this Lauren Ramdeni for the sort of work, human service she gave to Grenada in trying to maintain the musical form, helping with the folk singing and whatsoever musical form in Grenada. So I just want to say shout out to Lauren Ramdeni.
Yes, indeed, and I definitely know what you're talking about. I am wondering now if you remembered when she used to come to Tivoli School and give music lessons, teach us to sing.
I mean,
you never you never learned nothing, but you never learned
to that. My head still hard, eh?
You didn't learn nothing, but no, definitely yes, I do recall, I do recall this lady, doing so much, in her field, in her area of expertise. So definitely I'm throwing in a bouquet with you, for Miss Ramdani. Yes, indeed. Well, Reese is not here yet. She will be here. She did say she was hurrying, she got a little delayed, Friday, on an evening like that where the place is a lot busier than normal. The traffic is hectic. I was coming from Grandance and it took me quite a while to get up here because of that, heavy traffic, but she will be here. Hopefully Scholar will be able to join us this evening. I'm looking forward. I haven't seen him on yet, but I hope he will be able to join us. But Doc, we in the season of Christmas, as the folks say, the Christmas feeling is here, the Christmas spirit is here, and I think people are feeling it. I'm seeing people shopping.
People are feeling it on the street today. Some money run.
Of course.
Money run. I mean, it's like back pay the days of nutmeg, So
yes.
Things happening. But I must say that what you mentioned, Godfrey, Christmas, the season is here, and really, I don't think the Christmas day itself is just enough. I think what we celebrate, what we recognize, is the season. So. People do think and they say, what you do for Christmas? But I think most importantly is the season that comes. It's a time, when you think about Christmas, it's always an important time for forgiving people, for embracing community, for recognizing your family, for at least being generous and kind and giving, and also being a little bit loose. People overeat. They eat more than they usually would do. They drink a little bit more. Some people actually start smoking cigarettes first time. So Christmas brings out a lot in people. But by and large, Christmas brings all the good in us because we want to be good to persons,
Yeah,
I don't know what is the police statistics, I also believe...
Yeah, go ahead.
I said I don't know what is the police statistics, but I also believe it should be a time when there should be the less fighting because people have so much, there was a time you bring in this kindness, this love towards your other fellow men. So again, it is here and we feel in that joy, we feel in that love, and we're going to celebrate.
Definitely. I usually say, Doc, that Christmas, it is just like everybody. And when Christmas done, you go back to normal. When Christmas done, you go back to normal. But Christmas, it brings out that in you. But let me ask you. Let me put you on the spot. We're hearing about, we always hear about the Christmas spirit. You're feeling the Christmas spirit. What's the Christmas spirit, Doc?
Boy, what I pick up from Christmas spirit, and I guess that has to come down with Christianity. At the time when Christ, was it reason? We celebrate the birthday of Christ, actually.
Yeah.
the birth of Christ, and in celebrating the Christ, it's like if there was no Jesus Christ, is what would be here of us? What were we going to be? So it is a time for celebration, and the Christmas spirit means that we are thankful for everything that we have, because everything that we have that is good, that is tangible, has been given to us through Jesus Christ. I think that is the message. So it's a time to celebrate. So you give thanks in the churches. You acknowledge the bountiful harvest. So you eat.
You're like a preacher, right? Amen. Pastor, you like a song like my good friend now, you know, my good senator friend, you know, Pastor Doctor.
Hey. I don't like that comparison.
Pastor Doctor. You doc.
Yeah.
You doc. And you sound like a pastor, so you have to be Pastor Doctor.
Pastor wouldn't suit me. But let me tell you something, Godfrey. I think, you know, but Christmas by itself, there is a lot of controversy around Christmas, right? Because Christmas, in a sense, perpetuates and bringing us a culture of giving, etc. But within that, I think there is always the question of which kind of culture do we celebrate? And so over the years, there has been a lot of interference by different persons. And it has a controversy because, well, you know, a large number of persons don't eat pork. But pork and its derivative, pork and all its subtleties seem to be the raw pork, the ham, all those things seem to be on our tables and on our dinner table.
So Doc,
like me.
Yeah, but Doc, no, don't try that, Doc. I look at you well. When you mention the word pork, this broad smile came on your face, you know, like like let me hold on. Like you taste like you was eating a piece of pork, you know. Don't tell me there's a pork on your table.
No, because I know I could see the mischief that was going to bring out to you.
I go to WhatsApp Kita and ask if you are home, you know.
But there are two things. We are Adventists and we are Rastas. We are Adventists and we are Rastas.
Not a bad combination. Pork has no place.
Right.
All right. Okay.
So you have the pork and you have the beef. I think last time we did, some person mentioned, I think his name is Mandy, mentioned about was it crab or crayfish on that day? And
yes.
But I think for most persons is the mutton, the beef, and pork. Of course, chicken has our mainstay. Yeah. But that what happened on Christmas Day. But you know, on Christmas Day, as we were talking about, you say it's a time to be kind, a time to be friendly. You have very little to be. Anybody could walk in your place, was so it used to be. And you're expected to offer them something, at least a drink and a piece of cake. So that is what it has been, or some sorry in case you're an Adventist, so you don't consume alcohol. So, Godfrey, we are here again, celebrating, being thankful for life. And again, the next thing that is really helped with that combination is coming to the year end. So you are thankful, apart from the whole Christian concept, you are thankful for another year that you survive a year.
Yeah. But you know, Doc, Christmas is celebrated in different forms. And we know that. We see it. We'll leave it. Many people, well, of course, the religious people, they celebrate Christmas a little different because they go to church. A lot of emphasis is placed on the birth of Jesus and all of that. And there are those who celebrate differently. They drink rum, they eat plenty cake, as you said, they eat plenty ham and all of that. So you know, it's celebrated differently. The bottom line is they're celebrating. But one might argue, or maybe the religious people may argue, that the other form of celebration is not in keeping with what is supposed to be, which is the birth of Christ. But we are also social beings, and there's a social aspect of our lives. So, but what's your take on that, on the different types of celebration?
Well, I think three-quarters of the persons that actually go to church and want and celebrate or give praise for the birth of Jesus Christ, three-quarters of those persons end up in the parties or in the fetting, etc. But I think what they complain mainly about is the commercialization, the buying of a series of extra things. Just the heavy shopping and not the focus on Christ, meaning giving praises, praying, and being thankful. I guess the religious one more concentrating on when you celebrate, let us celebrate family, like family dinners, etc. But they didn't see the excessive of the heavy drinking, the heavy partying. But as I say, Christmas itself is controversial because even in that celebration, there has been new movements in later time, and going way back to the heptones and things like the toots and the metals, in terms of trying to have a celebration that is more reflective of Black people. So, example like the advent of Rastafarianism, they don't believe in the so-called Christ as we know Christ, but they believe in the celebration of Blackness. And so the music itself, example like you hear some Rasta, I want to have an Irie Christmas, those kind of things. So it means that they want to smoke weed rather than drink rum on Christmas Day. They want to dance to reggae music rather than the traditional music that we used to have. And it's not only just Rastafarianism. You find that it's a similar thing that happened in Trinidad, like the Baran and with the Baran and the Parang and some of those music that they were invented, etc., in order to replace the strictly European form of worshiping or celebrating in a manner that we used to celebrate Christmas. But when you come home, you have people like Hess and the boys Lakey, you have people like Jamo and Steve Tiado, and those guys are them, and Bassan. And those guys are them singing songs that would actually lead to a different form or different interpretation, a more African, a more Grenadian form of embracing and celebrating Christmas. So I think all that is in keeping with this. That I was talking about, the contradiction. I mean, I went recently, and I mean that one song might be a little controversial, but I can't help that. I went recently. This last maybe 5 years, so a series of activities like the police band concert, and you go to the Rotaract at the quarantine point, and I find that there was a depart going, what I would say, in want of a better word, forgive me folks with my limited English, but almost like a retrogression back to the kind of European or strictly European music, and without even recognizing, example like the guys and them, like the leftists and them, or the flary band from Carriacou, not one time paying homage to that kind of music in the celebration, but a strictly European form of sitting down and clapping, in this kind of churchy
but Doc,
Latin way.
But Doc, the reality is, Christmas is not a Black people thing.
No, but I'm saying there has been the deliberate effort of trying to Africanize it or change it or make it, a local with a more local flavor. So that is the point I'm making. Not that, and I'm not rejecting, I'm not saying that those things should not be. But if you go to 2 hours or 3 hours, let us say in the police band or in the show at quarantine, and not one time you would hear a homage to sometime a local interpretation or a local songster. Again, as I say, like a Jabo or like even a Jericho or one of those string band music that we have from Carriacou. Those, serious music that we want to spread. We want to hear our expression at Christmas. So, so I'm saying all that. That's why I'm saying that Christmas has been a kind of fight, a contradiction, a conflict area. As we express ourselves, we also go back to something that we inherit, and this is part of our culture also. I'm just saying it is. But there has been effort to try to change the landscape. But there are also efforts, it seems like, to hold on to that European expression. Yeah.
I think they have both have their places, because I'll tell you, if you listen to our radio stations, the only person who probably plays traditional Christmas music is me. Everybody else is, I mean, Malay parang or and in between. Even some of the Trinidad parang, you don't hear much of it. I mean, you hear some of it, but the majority of the songs you hear on our radio stations is the Malay parang thing. You know, I try to incorporate everything because I understand it's something that we have inherited. It has become part of our culture, and there are people who would tell you, so maybe some of the older folks or the elderly people, they would tell you, if they hear Jim Reeves, they don't feel like Christmas.
But Godfrey, I am agreeing. As I said, I agree it is part of. But I am saying to you that the comparison I made with the Rotaract or the police band concert is that I believe that there should be an infusion of, but not a total. So you have your radio, GBN has a radio station, and you have the different genres of music being played at different times. And I believe that is totally fine and perfect. But you know, okay, let us look at it. There is no other place. There is no place you can go where there is an organized concert around Christmas celebrating our local music. And the only forms and expression you are able to go in that you want to take out your family to, the music of choice is a music that exclude the local genre, be it from Carriacou, Grenada, and even Trinidad. So that is the point I'm making. I believe that there should be, if it's on half an ourselves, paying homage to recognizing that there are Grenadians that have an expression. And then, so while you might pay the Jim Reeves or the other kind of, other music, that at least you can have an infusion, a small part of that program, recognizing that there are persons here that have expression in terms of celebrating that is different from the so-called what was passed on to us 50 and 60 years ago.
I understand where you're coming from, and you're talking specifically about an event. But as I said, I believe that what we have developed in terms of the music and the celebration, I think it's totally yours. Because like I said, you don't hear traditional Christmas music played on our radios. You don't.
Right.
So an event, yeah, you can understand maybe there are those among us who would love to hear a little Elvis Presley, a little Nat King Cole, and mind you, Nat King Cole, he's a black man, and he has some of the most beautiful Christmas music. I do play him, and people enjoy it. So you have that group of people, you have that set of people who want to hear that. They don't have anything against the local stuff. They do listen to it, but just something about that kind of sentimental, maybe if you want to call it that, music that gives you something special. The Jim Reeves, the Nat King Cole, the Johnny Mathis, and those fellas, they are people, believe you, they want that. They want that, and it's not that I said they have anything against the other kind of music. But
I think we are agreeing on that.
Oh no, definitely. But someone just said in the chat, Charlie Pride also. So there we go. Another black brother. He passed, I think, not very long ago. But Doc, I want to bring in something here. And you mentioned earlier about the pork and the ham and things like that. But generally people buy the salt ham in particular at Christmas time. Salt ham. You might find maybe the upper to middle class, they may buy a frozen ham sometime in the year, because it's available now. But generally, ham is a Christmas thing. Why? And then before you answer, let me just say welcome to Finley. He has joined us. Finley. Apparently he get frozen, but he's there somewhere. But Doc, yeah, so let's go. What about this ham thing and Christmas?
The truth be told, I'm really not so sure where that come from. But the Bible has several verses that question the use of pork. And but I find it so prevalent around the birth of Jesus Christ. I don't know. Just recently, I was listening to a program from Trinidad, and this Muslim brother was relating about the uncleanliness of pork, etc., etc. And I don't know where, I really don't know where it came from, how it come to be so prominent on the Christmas table, because actually one of the main thing we used to have for breakfast on Christmas Eve was bread and ham.
But all now?
That was you. You're confessing, boy.
No.
I think me and you were in the same church at one time.
No, but hold on. I thought you were just speaking generally about,
okay, right.
Canadians.
Generally, yeah, right. So bread and ham. And then later on, part of the lunch or dinner table, they used to have blood pudding and pork.
Blood pudding wasn't breakfast too?
That used to be at some time. Yeah, I guess you could be right.
Because I find lunch and thing used to be you stew beef and you stew pork and all them kind of thing.
Yeah. So this has become quite prominent. And the other thing, apart from all this drink, because at that time it was, you had a chance to be a little bit loose or looser. You actually could, you were able to drink, you had more soft drink with a drink at that time, going back to that time. You got a little bit more meat on your plate at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it just allow you to be able to be there, to let go, to do whatsoever you want to do on that day. So more things were available, no matter how things are hard in the earlier days. During the year, on Christmas time, your parents would pick up a couple dollars they hide under the pillow and make sure they get the meat and everything early, and people celebrate with the rice and peas. And I'm talking about peas. This year, I have not even seen one pound of peas.
I have peas from last year.
Oh, it must be from last year.
I have peas from last year. But Doc, let's take a break. The time just slipped us on us. Let's take a break and we're gonna come back. I hope hopefully by then Scholar and Reese should join us. So stay with us, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For We Are Your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care with gifts of love with joy.
You can now send a gift card to your loved ones locally or internationally thanks to the food fair. Here's how it works. Click the gift card icon or banner, customize your gift card by choosing from different templates, dollar amount, and personalized messages. You can also upload your personal design. Select Add to Cart and complete transaction. Allow relatives and friends to pick up an item or items at the food fair for the dollar value. Gift card. It's that easy.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Do you have muscular pain that no one can find a solution for? Are you tired of taking meds for joint and other pains? Hills and Valley Medicare Center on Grenville Street, St. George is here to help you heal. We will help you map a path to your full recovery. Visit us Monday to Saturday for a consultation with our on-site doctor, physiotherapist, and massage team. You will be glad you did. Our Medicare Center, a proud member of the Hills and Valley group of companies. On the hilltop or in the valley, we are with you wherever life takes you. Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Your health is our business.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound, and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
Raise it high up the ladder, let we set it on fire. Higher, give it some fire. A little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. Higher, give it some fire. A little more limbo, a little more shango. Higher, give it some fire. Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance from the maple.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Oui Culture, and we talking Christmas. And finally, Finley got you. Finley, what happened?
How do you do?
Where you been, man? Now is program almost finished. You just come. But you're serenading out.
Yeah, I was waiting for the rum to done because me no matter the rum. So now the rum done I come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So you want to serenade?
Yeah, we're serenade me. Serenading was up. When she coming. She got. Okay. She asked her. She tell me she was running a list. So I asked her she was reversing.
Well, same thing. We see always running, you know. I never see her. We see those. we see always running, you know. I never see by.
Yeah.
Tonight I try to come as late as I can. Still with me.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's still with me.
Well, that's the thing. Let's go sometime. But we are, of course, we're talking Christmas. I want to throw a question at you. I had put a doc earlier.
Godfrey, let the man say hi now. Scholar, say hi now.
I find the man say hi already.
Well, I waiting because the man making me do his my brought up, see? So yeah, I want to say good night to all the contributors, all our listeners, all our watchers, all our everything. Last week I was not able to be here on the program. I understand you and Doc, you have a nice time last week. And so I'm here again this week. Hopefully, my internet would be stable enough so that I can last out the whole program. But good night to everyone. And let me tell you something. You could realize that my background changed.
I realize that. Papa.
Man moving up in big society.
Well, what is it? Are they far? Yeah. Yes.
Well, you going to look for Santa Claus out?
Yeah. Hey,
Scholar, I find you, when you go in there, I find you locks, you go grow locks just now, boy.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Well.
Doc,
when that go in there, you go take for
Doc, don't worry that because he here not different from yours, you know. He could only reach a certain place and he don't go in nowhere again.
Well, I emulating you when you're in school. You say so you was when you was in school, you know, you used to come here. So, but I'm letting you.
Anyway, fellas, let me just take a couple. Yeah, tell me.
Why we speaking during Christmas?
We're talking about Christmas.
Well, look, I don't even know, you know, man. I did not pull, you know, Jared.
Hold on, you see Santa Claus already? You ain't check it yet?
What you mean?
What you say? What I tell you?
What you know, you don't see what who.
What I say? No, what I say. I say.
Is this Santa Claus on speaker? Or the only thing Santa Claus knows.
Anyway, let me just take a couple. Hey.
Last week a priest made a mistake, and he go and tell our congregation that children Santa Claus does not exist. They nearly hang him.
Tell them Santa Claus don't exist?
Yeah, some children. Yeah, the Pope and them say you have to apologize, man. You apologize. So
without being greater?
No, greater than priest wouldn't say that.
Uh-huh.
But he's a high priest, but I can't remember the exact country, but it made news. And the bishop itself, the Pope asked me to apologize.
Yeah?
See, dashing the hope and dreams of the children. And yeah. Anyway, let's move.
Yeah, let me just a couple people have some comments. Doc, as it relates to the flowers that you had given earlier, Cynthia says she sang at her wedding 47 years ago. Thanks again. Beautiful memory. Stay blessed. We too send her a bouquet of flowers. And of course, a number of people saying good night as well. Cindy also says, as the Parang folks in Karakou said, whether you on terms or you not, you go to everyone's home to celebrate. Right. Right. Somebody said, don't forget stew peas. Well, you're talking about the ham and so. Yeah. Someone also said we also used to have kidney from the pig with bread.
Kidney?
Pig kidney with bread. Peter Mitchell said because people wasn't reading the Bible back then as now, and most people didn't focus on what they had eaten.
Wait, Godfrey, for a while you were frozen, yeah?
Yeah.
For almost a minute. Almost for a minute. You're okay now?
Right.
Now.
Scott, you hearing me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
All right.
I'm hearing you before.
Okay. So now I was asking you, as it relates to the Christmas spirit, what is that Christmas spirit that people always say they're feeling?
You asking me that?
Yeah.
You asked Doc that already?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm asking you now.
Yeah, well, the Christmas spirit is a spirit that to me begins way before Christmas, because Christmas is just a day, but Christmas in its true sense is a season. It's not just a day, it culminates. You know, they just say, early, and I hear you on Doc speaking about Christmas carols and songs and so on. And one of the famous old ones was on the first day of Christmas, and I never understand that song. The second day of Christmas, I'll go right up to the 12th day of Christmas. Yeah, go, ring, and then you go back and back and back. To me, that's the thing to teach people how to count. But what it said clearly is that Christmas is a season. So you have 12 days of Christmas. I think in St. Vincent they have something called 9 mornings or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So, and that season leading up to Christmas, this is where you will get the Christmas spirit. Now, one of the main things that really defines the Christmas spirit is a man's and a family's ability to spend money. Because Christmas is a spending time. Now, if you don't have money, if you're broke, you don't have no Christmas spirit, really. So, Christmas spirit, you don't have a Christmas spirit because you have to be able to spend some money, all right, and to buy certain things, especially when you have children. because as they say, Christmas is more for children. You know, and I know that when we were kids, it's a different kind of feeling that you get inside here, as opposed to when you're a big man, right? When you're a kid, you look forward to things. When you're a big man, you ain't looking forward as much as that, because you know that you're spending money, right? But you have all of this happening to start building the spirit inside you, and that's why you find that people will start to say, "Why Christmas coming this year, boy? I ain't getting no spirit. I ain't seen the spirit," right? So all of those things, with all the barrels that used to come and the box and so on from the thing, and you get your little morning order and whatnot from overseas. All of these with your little postcard and all this built the Christmas spirit. Nowadays, you don't have no postcard again. Although I see some store still selling postcard.
Yeah, no, man, you have all of that postcard all over the place. You have all kind of postcard.
Well, I get a postcard.
People probably don't buying it. But you have
and you have your postcard, and inside that postcard, and you open your postcard. How that help with this Christmas spirit? It's the only time you get a postcard and you open the postcard, and inside there, neat, you get that few US
or 2 pounds.
Yeah, you get a few pounds. I to tell you how times have changed. No, you don't have that. No, everything comes through digital and all this kind of thing. You don't change. No, you don't have that.
My brother just sent me a postcard. I just get a postcard from my brother, and I just laugh because, to me, I never expected anybody to send me a postcard.
What do you have in the postcard? When you open the postcard, what do you have in it?
Oh, lots of love to his favorite brother and to my entire family.
So you don't.
You hear no money in the postcard? No. Even Doc, if it's a Rasta that said like the Rasta to stop that. Rasta to stop that.
My biggest brother Larry Stan postcard. I laugh. I say, but that man original.
Larry Stan to stop that. But anyway, guys, we had to welcome the Queen by winning. What am I calling on she polo there? Winning what, boy? Winning at life.
Gracie on mute.
You would see that.
But reading now.
Everybody else see winning at life, but you would see whining at life. Like, and I don't care with that.
So that don't know what spelling whining. well, with that glasses.
A paperback job like you don't know how to spell whining?
Well, what would do? Maybe I can spell it.
You see, with the early old talk, how they spelling whining, ain't you?
Well, some people spell it WHINING.
No, that one you fretting, man.
Yeah, that
right.
When you fretting.
Spell it WINDING.
No, that one wind blowing a lot. When the wind blowing a lot, what you trying to?
And some people spell it WINING. But you can't say double N and say whining.
What do you mean?
No.
But what do you mean no?
Well, Mr. Rulo call you on that. How you can say WINNING and say whining?
Let me tell you something, Rishi. WINNING is what white people do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because
WINNING is what black people do.
Yeah.
From the north and the east. Black people from the north and the east.
Anyway, tell our listeners why you always late so. Why you was reversing?
Because I was reversing. Right? I had to drop reverse in golf, and I had to reverse to get to golf and back. So I was reversing.
Very good. Well, anyway, we're happy to have you. Welcome. And the people start asking for you already. So
You see, let me say this.
Hey.
that is one of the big things about Christmas season. And all Godfrey asked me all this thing about the spirit and what. And that is one of the big things about Christmas season. You see, around the Christmas season, coming into the New Year kind of time especially, right? You decide that in some ways you are going to make some resolutions. And one of the resolutions that you have to make is that you have to stop that. You have to come early. Stop that resolution.
However, we'll have to wait. I have one more Friday to go. One more. And I'm going to be wild with it. I feel I might break a record for the last one. I might come and we doing outro. When are you going to give me closing remarks? One for the road.
But anyway.
I have to stop that.
So we will continue. Finally, one thing I have to say, you say people don't spend money, they ain't getting the feeling. What about those?
They have to have money.
What about the people who they see Christmas as something very religious and very sacred? They need money to get a Christmas feeling.
Well, even those that see Christmas as something very religious and very sacred. And one of the things that I just laugh sometimes, you have certain religions and so on where they tell you that Christmas is Christ and what and what. Because you have to understand that there are different aspects to Christmas. There is a religious aspect to Christmas, but Christmas is also a cultural festival, and then Christmas is commercial. And when you look at the cultural blends the religious with the commercial. And so people who will tell you straight out that they're not this and they're not that, but they'll put up the curtains and they'll clean the place, right? They'll buy curtains and they'll fix up the bed, will see some new sheet and some new pillowcase for the Christmas. And so no matter what we do, they'll still do things, right? I mean, they may not go in as heavy as others, but Christmas is about a special kind of flavor. And whether you religious, whether you what, the whole acting of the cultural thing is still there, and it's not about into Christmas and what. It's just that naturally this is what we do.
I think what Scholar is saying is the celebration of the season. And it is hard to differentiate when someone's celebrating Christmas or someone celebrating Old Year's or New Year's. So that whole season is fused into one. Are you going to make a year-end resolution? Are you going to clean the house and prepare? Well, you're not doing it for Christmas, but you're doing it around the same time. So I think everything seems fused into one. So I guess I'm saying, Scholar, kind of reiterating what you're saying in the same way, that is a kind of potpourri that whether you're religious and you want to concentrate on giving Christ praise or celebrating Christ, but at the end of the year you might want to make a New Year resolution. So you might clean up your yard and give it a special deep cleaning, etc., etc. And again, somebody might just pass by you because that is the time they have off from their job. And like example, I don't think the Adventists actually celebrate Christmas in the traditional way. But an Adventist may have a time off from their work, and they might visit an ex-Adventist. But then if Scholar is visiting me, I might have to prepare extra meal, etc. So I think we get tied into the whole thing. Celebration and preparation for celebration and consolidation of family ties or friendship. So it come into one, I would say the same.
But let me ask Risi that. Risi just come.
Yeah.
The whole thing about celebrating, in terms of let's say the religious aspect of it, as compared to the tradition of Christmas.
What about it? What is the question?
I want you to take on all of that. The idea of the Christmas as a traditional, the celebration of Christmas as a tradition. As compared to the religious aspect of what people think.
Oh, well, I think it's more, and I hope I'm not being biased maybe because of how I grew up, but I think it's more of a traditional something. It's a cultural thing that is embedded in us. Just as Kola was saying, and oh Lord, dogs, move away. And Livingston was alluding to, even if you are not religious, it is almost, I don't want to call it hypocritical, I don't want to call it opportunistic, well, maybe it's more opportunistic, but people would, as scholars say, change the curtains, buy the new mats, clean the household. Some of them would say that they're not celebrating Christmas, but they are celebrating New Year's. So they are doing the same thing that everybody, as most people would do for Christmas, but they're doing it all years, preparing the house for New Year's. And that's usually the people who are not into the religious side of the celebration. And it's more of a tradition. So why is it that if you don't believe in the Christ child, you don't believe in the birth of Christ, you are doing this and around that period? Why aren't you doing it at in another month? Why are you doing it this time? Some of them would say, well, this is when certain things become available. I don't believe in that because I have sorrel throughout the year. I can have ginger beer throughout the year. I can have mauby throughout the year. I can have black cake whenever I want. Most of the things that we do, you can have it. It's only people that are living maybe in the North Pole, like, a friend who has migrated. They have the snow. They have the snow. But you have snow in January and February too. As a matter of fact, so there you have snow all in May. So why not? Why not have a white Christmas, time around that time? So I believe it's more traditional than it is religion. And if it started with religion, it has become a tradition that whether you are religious or not, you are part of this.
You see, and that's one reason I ask, because people who say that they don't believe in Christmas, okay, fine. But it has become a traditional thing that when December comes around, there are a lot of things that we do. Yes. It is a tradition. So yes. I really don't get, I ain't believe in Christmas. I ain't get that.
Well, if they don't believe in Christmas, they believe in dead mouse. There's dead mouse, right? Dead mouse. They believe in Xmas.
Okay, I want to share. I want to share something with you all from our partner. It doesn't make sense, and that's on the WhatsApp platform. It doesn't make sense that we choose to believe in Santa Claus until we can rationalize for ourselves, but we still keep believing in religious nonsense only because we are hoping to live forever after you die. Why do people believe in stories from uninformed peasants who didn't understand that the earth was round? Christmas time was the only time we got meat. And he says, my point exactly. The church spends lots of time lying to children. The Christmas spirit is babash. So that's a partner who usually call and share a little thing with us. Yeah, the Maori dog.
Oh, okay. That is not me partner. I know we partner, are you partner?
but Godfrey, part of that, there has been, as I say, a movement. And I point out to the creation of some music. There has been a movement in terms of that brought on the new music. A movement to Rastafarianism that challenged the whole concept of Christian. But there has been a later one by, his name is Dr. Karenga from California State University, that came across and developed a whole concept because he believed that Christmas was a whitewash, was a Europeanization version of celebration. And what he did was to bring forward a whole concept celebrated from the 26th to the 1st of January, which he called Kwanzaa. And they listed 7 principles of Kwanzaa, the first one being Umoja, which is about unity. And these whole principles were supposed to be getting all black people as much as possible to follow that instead of following the concept of particularly a white Jesus, who he considered to be extremely insultive to the black race, since Jesus was never, or the person we claim to be Jesus was never a white person in the first place. So I am saying all that to say that now I talk about the contradiction, because these have been ideas of trying to have a different concept, a different addition to the season. So the celebration might morph into one, but the belief system is completely different. So you might see me cleaning up or doing certain things, but I'm not celebrating Christmas. I could be celebrating Kwanzaa, or I could be a non-believer in Christianity, but I also believe in the end of year celebration. So I don't think it is a, while we all look alike, but you have to recognize and respect people's different view and opinion as to what is it celebrating.
All right, so let's take our final break. When we come back, we're going to open the telephone lines and we're going to take some more comments from Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Kindly greasy pole, and without dance from the maypole.
Times are hard, and your vehicle is your investment. Let it work for you. Get a wheel alignment from Premium Auto Services and enjoy greater fuel efficiency, smoother ride, improved steering, reduced repairs, and longer lasting tires. Make that call today, 439-4000, or just visit them on the Calavini Main Road. Don't forget to ask about their 20% special discount on all new tires. Premium Auto Services, your one-stop auto repair center.
You can now send a gift card to your loved ones locally or internationally thanks to the food fair. Here's how it works. Click the gift card icon or banner, customize your gift card by choosing from different templates, dollar amount, and personalized messages. You can also upload your personal design. Select add to cart and complete transaction. Allow relatives and friends to pick up an item or items at the food fair for the dollar value. Gift card. It's that easy.
Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask, wash your hands, and practice social distance. This is my chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to we social life. Island wide, so come on, let we fight it to protect we and we family.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Caranage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound, and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Caranage, St. George's.
Raise it high up the ladder, let we set it on fire. A little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo, a little more shango. Kindly greasy pole, and without dance from the maypole.
Welcome back everyone. It's We Culture, and our telephone line is open. The number is 435-2041. But first, let's take a few Facebook and YouTube comments, and then we'll go to our telephone line. Risi, you're still muted.
Yes, I was saying that on the YouTube, it was just Miss June asking where I was. And I answered present, basically. But I don't know where is it that you had ended from. Godfrey, with the comments?
I just took a couple, basically some greetings, and I think, it wasn't much, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Hannah Plenty. She was noticing that, like scholars, background mind changed, and a stripped naked background. And that's part of the Christmas. So yes, Hannah, since September, the house was already stripped and now it's what I call naked. She was also saying at Christmas, everything does be exposed for days in your house. We have Peter Mitchell is saying Christmas changed when my mother no longer was with us. Plus, Adventists don't celebrate Christmas. We have Curlin wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Sonia Scott is saying that's Mathlin Scott. Absolutely true. And they all do their baking when the time comes, religious or not. And Cynthia is saying, I have all of this throughout the year. Sorrel, ginger beer, fruitcake. I believe in Christmas. We have Ingrid is saying, why long time, all dolls used to be white and all Jesus Christ also white. But nowadays there are black dolls. Right, there are black dolls and black, hold on, I keep getting this thing. Right, black dolls and black Jesus Christ. What changed? She wants to know what changed. Hudson George is saying Christmas is a pagan festival. A pagan festival tradition celebrating the shortest days of the year in the Tropic of Cancer. December 22nd is the shortest day of the year in the Tropic of Cancer. Pagan festivals are not necessarily bad festivals. They represent the evolution of human societies. As for the birth of Jesus Christ, it's another story. That is not really clear. I've heard that before many times. Jennifer, Seventh-day Adventists as a church may not celebrate Christmas, but lots of them are, as individual families and in workplaces, do take part in the traditional practices. Yes, Jennifer, you are correct. I have witnessed that. So, yeah, I think Livingston, Nelson, Hudson George was saying, but it seems as though Rastafarians are not aware about Ethiopians having fresh killed raw meat as part of their national dish. In addition, I am not aware of any African tribes that don't eat meat. I guess you all were talking about meat eating earlier.
Pork.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Really?
All right. Someone is saying on the WhatsApp platform, Godfrey, Uncle Gary Christmas party was a look-after event. When the Christmas season came around, it was held every last Sunday in December. Boy, I was my Gary at home, so you know. Man used to dress up in the Christmas best and head for Mount Royal. That was one of the reasons me hate the Revu. So you know why. Someone is saying they are saying pork is not good to eat, but there are two kinds. One of them is, well, I guess the person want to put swine because it has closed toes. This is the one that is not good to eat. But the one with the toes open, that is a good one to eat. But for me, the way I like pork, if I get the rope of the pig, I eat in that. Alright, I say you're beating the pig rope and all. And someone else is saying, in my youthful days, the Payol Parang was very instrumental in ringing the Christmas feeling. Christmas spirit is a feeling you get a few days or weeks just before Christmas. When the Roman Empire spread to Northern Europe, they found the people with a festival which they had fetting, giving children toys from a toy maker that used to be around the 19th of December. So Romans incorporated into the calendar and brought it to December 25th. Well, so that's about it for the WhatsApp. Let's go to the telephone. Oui Culture, good evening. Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Caller, could you turn the volume of your radio down or your TV and listen to us on your telephone, please?
Hello?
Yes, turn the volume of your radio or your TV down and listen to us on your telephone. Well, yeah, it looked as the caller, the phone got cut off. So the number is 435-2041, and that's the number you can call, and you can get to share your views with us on the whole issue of Christmas. Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes,
Listen, citizen, I just thought I'd intervene this evening and so on, because I think it is rather interesting what's coming out here. Let's define Christmas as it is today. It's a capitalist perversion of, quote-unquote, the feast of the nativity, meaning the feast of the birth of the Christ child, La Navidad. In Spanish, La Natale in Italian. Remember, it was started by the Catholic Church, but it was so perverted. I want to show 3 points where it was perverted over the years. Coca-Cola, and pay attention to the word Coca-Cola, made from the coca plant and some of the alkaloids to create what is called, you have it in cigarette smoking too. Anyway, this urge to have it, they saw the opportunity to rake in everything at the end of the year. So they invented this big buffoon with a red sack, moving the focus of the Christ child totally. And so they put this big buffoon there, and to make the money, spend everything you make for the year, and in January, they start rich again, and the common man poor. They have moved away. They have taken the focus of the Christ child and put it on the Santa Claus. He should be burnt. Because I fully agreed with that priest, and that priest knows what Livingston raised the issue about that priest who commented recently that Santa Claus is not real, but it was a pun with the word. San Nicholas, a saint called Nicholas, did exist, but he was a humble man. He used to move around at the end of the year, assisting the poor and needy people and so on. But listen to the pun of the Yankee. And these people who did that are very, very important, educated people. They use San Nicholas in the Yankee way, which song they like, San Nicholas. You hearing Santa Claus there? San Nicholas. You hearing Santa Claus there? That was the pun, that way, the Santa Claus thing. But there was never a saint called Claus. But anyway, it worked well for them, and that is one of the perversions. The second one, quickly, the music. In this region, especially North of South America, which has always been part of the Capitania of Spain, well, let's call it the captaincy in English, for captaincy of Spain, they developed this form of celebration through song. 3 different genres. One is called paranda, P-A-R-A-N-D. The other one was called aguinaldos, and the third one was called villancicos. But they really sang to the Christ child. And that is where, in what they call a paranda being the fete, that festive activity with specific musical instruments. But let's move faster. And so the word that is tradition, and you know Trinidad was also part of the captaincy or the captaincy of Spain. So it transcended to them. I'll be brief, I'll end right now. And they were in a discussion one time, how is it we can put the word paranda, which is the Spanish word, in an English form? So the Trinidad said, well, let's just take off the DA. And listen to what the Payol said now. You know what that Payol is, of course. Okay, bueno. So we'll call it parang. Because in Spanish, when you remove the DA and you say P-A-R-A-N, the N at the end of a Spanish word sounds like NG. When you pronounce, to give you an example, when you pronounce the word bingo, how many G's are you pronouncing? Observe well, you're pronouncing 2 G's. Bingo. And that's exactly how the N at the end of Spanish words sound ing. And right there it stayed, parang. But we know are singing on who, on, and who, and all. But it's a rhythm which is ideally designed for cheering and bringing good cheer to the families and so on through mobile movements, mobile bands of people playing the cuatro, the merengue, and it transcended and it came up the islands. Very nice. But no, they have perverted it to singing on who, on, and who, and all them kind of things. There's another one, but I'll stop here for now. But it's an interesting thing that we have to look at how it has moved away from the celebration of the birth of the Christ child to this big fast thieving of all the people hard-earned money during the year into the hands of the capitalists. By the way, WIND is the verb because it means to go around in circles. You take a look at the winding on a coil in an automotive, in a motor or whatever. WIND is the word, not WINNIG. Because if you say WIN with double consonant, as the young woman just said, you're happy she learning little things too. I heard she called my name. I will have to charge your copyright. Be very careful in my name. Because WIN with a double... The I, therefore, it is followed by a double consonant, has to sound I. WINING is whining, but that means drinking a lot of wine. But interesting,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've decided to listen because it sounds rather interesting.
You know something that the last caller just mentioned, the Godfrey. I think it's the same thing we trying to put our hand on. Basically, looking at the fact that some persons view the celebration as going to the extreme. Of course, the commercialization and as you say, some of the content, not just the musical, the genre, but the content in some of the songs. So I guess there's always this balancing act to do. When we celebrate Christmas, how do we go back to actually what that is necessary for public good and for public good order? What do we celebrate? What do we do? How do we celebrate? That would, in sense, I would say, celebrate the family, celebrate community, celebrate good relationship. And in my opinion, that is what Christmas should be all about.
Finley.
Well, boy. All of these things evolve over time. And whether we want to say what they should be or should not be, we have no control over that. Culturally, they will just evolve on us. And if you notice, for example, there was one period of time about 10 years ago, maybe less, maybe about 5, 6. We had a proliferation of what we call the paran kind of music, where man singing about all kind of things that happen in the community. We sort of brought caricature and put it on wax. I kind of put it on wax. And it's no more. You realize that gone. Right, so boy, this thing would always keep evolving. I think what is important and what we're seeing is that even though Christmas was a celebration that it started off in this way with this religious thing that most would point to paganism. But at the end of the day, what we did was that we fashioned this thing to suit us, right? So that I can tell you for a fact, I am now in the US. And you know Christmas in the US. What I know as Christmas, you got that here. Not celebrating a Christmas, but we're seeing this thing as hope. So you know what? How I'm feeling now is not the same way that I would be feeling how you're feeling in Grenada. It's a different thing, right? So we've created our own thing. And while we speak of the commercialization and all of these things, and those things are perfectly true, but there are also some good values that we see being enhanced or so on during the Christmas period. Season. So all people think of giving, and these are good values.
Of course.
Sharing and camaraderie. People, according, Baran sing a song, he say, making merry with my people that you never speak to before, you're drinking and you're eating with them. This whole community thing, it's alive and it is well during the Christmas time. And this is what our small communities like Grenada and so on, this 120-something square mile is about, unity. And there's no time that brings this to the fore. As at Christmas time, people will tell you straight out, Christmas is the time that they feel the best, right? It's just this nice, fuzzy kind of feeling about it. So at the end of the day, that's why I don't take part in all of this thing about who to part Christmas and to celebrating Christmas is a religious thing for us. As transcended, and it is much more than a religious, it is much more than the white Jesus in Bethlehem in his steeple and shepherd on a cold winter night, and so we come past that. We come past that, and we've made this thing our own.
Scholar, you're so right, because even just we just look at Trinidad, for example, where the what we might want to call the original parang was the thing. Even that, and we've seen it slowly dying away with the death of people like the Lara brothers and some of those pananderos. And now what you're getting a lot from Trinidad is a lot of political lyrics infused with the parang.
Yeah,
a lot of it. I remember a couple of years ago when with all the problems in Venezuela, when you had all the Venezuelans moving to Trinidad, there was a guy, Mr. Shaq, who did a parang on that. And I mean, the thing was, when we talk about lyrics at Gaizo, that was lyrics. So I think you're so right with the whole transcending of all of that, and there is some good, because even the commercial aspect of it, it creates some economic activity in the country, which we need. We need it. So I think the whole idea, and this is why I'm saying I don't understand, I ain't believe in Christmas. When this thing has such rich traditions with it that continues, just like culture, to transcend and over time changes gradually. So I think
Godfrey, one saying that I don't believe in Christmas, it is dependent on how they see Christmas, whether they see it as a religious something or part of our cultural traditions. So some people separate it. So if it's a religious thing and they tell you they don't believe in Christmas, it is in that context. But it doesn't mean that they would not participate in the activities that usually happen around Christmas time. Because my parents didn't believe in Christmas the same way. But we used to get our monies to go and shop. Because growing up, that was a time when toys came into the country, all these board games and everything. So you could have gotten it at that time. They baked cake and they baked bread. Not that they weren't doing it throughout the year, but it was a little extra around that time. You had the sorrel. That time the sorrel and the ginger beer was seasonal. No, it's not. But they don't believe in Christmas.
But let me tell you, right? No, I understand what you're saying, but let's take a close look at it. The people who say they don't believe in Christmas, I am certain that a higher percentage, or the highest percentage of people who say they don't believe in Christmas are religious people. And I am prepared to argue that.
Well, I cannot go against you for that, but I also believe that a large number of persons believe because of the level of black consciousness, and they see Christmas as a whitewash. Part of what Scholar was saying about the commercialization, and you kind of echo or support what Scholar's saying. I think what was before is different now. What is now is more commercialized. You have to get that. You have to stretch to get that. Christmas was a time you give what you had. You didn't have to go out of your way to reach a certain level of shopping If it's yam you had, you give yam. If it's peas, if it's a toy, if it's a half a yam, what do you call it? The pork.
Anything.
Ham. If it's half a yam ham you could get, then that is what you buy. You didn't have to buy a whole ham because that is what you could afford. And when somebody come by you, that is what you could give, a plate of food, that is what you could give. So people accepted that. I believe the problem with us, we never define, we never stay and say, okay, well, Christmas is about that spirit of the spirit. So everybody throwing something and eventually evolve into a big black hole. Anything goes. So Christmas start to look like carnival. And carnival start to look like Christmas, and then there is no delineation between Christmas and carnival because everything become a potpourri. You see, and that is what I believe is a problem we're going to be facing. Like a lot of festivals we have right now, everybody bring the DJ. There is a DJ. So the original act, what you want to do, like our Shakti starting to have DJ, our Jab having DJ, everything becoming a same thing like fancy mass.
But that's the whole point. But I think that's
we have to differ.
Well, I am not sure we need to differentiate because that's the whole thing about this thing, Over time, as Scholar said, it transcends and it changes. And let me tell you something.
Well, yeah.
In a couple of years from now, maybe what we're talking about here as commercialization, that might transcend to something different.
That might be traditional.
Yes, of course.
I think it's really puts light on the economic situation, because back then, as you say, it was about what you could have afforded. It was about the thought. It was about having and sharing. Now that we have all this credit facility, before people used to take down their curtains, wash it and put it back. They cleaned and they put back. But now we have a new set of curtains, new color, new panels, new everything every year. And I think it is because Christmas, especially for the religious-minded person, it has become so commercialized that you have all these credit facilities now that you can redress your house, you can change all your appliances and all of that because you are now afforded that. Not that you can afford it, but you are afforded that. You pay in January. You don't pay until January. Don't pay until April. So I think that is what is happening here. So this is what is evolving. So it's no longer about cleaning your house because of the cleanliness relating to the whole godliness and all of that. It's about cleaning your house and making your house look nice and feeling different in it because, last year you did red and this year you want to do white or you want to do purple or I don't know. I'm just saying. I think the commercialization of Christmas is really what has really impacted our traditions.
Skulls, you want to come in on some of the things there?
Before I even come in, there's one thing I wanted to say, because Rishi was speaking about family not believing in Christmas, but they still got whatever they got, the thing. And I just forget to tell Rishi that she forget to mention that they also used to get a goat to play with because everybody was
let me go that shit.
To play.
Yes. What?
They go to play. So even
just shooting the wrong time, you should shoot it now.
You see them way Santa is that in there.
That goat is that.
They goat to play with. But listen to me. All of the things are relevant. Basically, in Doc's point is relevant, Rishi's point is relevant. We are on this thing, and this is the whole thing about this culture thing, and it's good that we funny enough, this program tonight, we central to it is culture, because even if we speak of religious aspect culture embraces all of this, right? So, boy, we in this thing, and my thing is that by the culture would evolve over time, whether we like it or not, whether with nostalgia we want to look back, because every generation tends to do that, to believe that we are better in our era than the one that comes after us, right? And as the saying goes, things does have a way how it does cycle, it does circle and come around. And you will be surprised maybe that even when we are gone 50, 60 years from now, that the thing comes back around full circle, you know. Sometimes we just don't know what would happen and where the cultural thing is going to lead us. And the funny thing is that things become cultural practices so simple, sometimes that even we don't realize suddenly that this has become cultural, right? We are in it, we immersed in it, we did it, and all of a sudden we realize, well, wait, no, boy, this thing changed. And whether it changed for the better, whether it changed for the worse, it's changed, it's culture, all right? And embedded within it, whether we spending money or whether we giving what we have or whatnot, embedded within that, right? The foundation of it is given. Function of it is given. Whether we give because we have to extend ourselves or we give because we have a yam that we could give, the foundation of it, I think, is given. And once people can give and share and have camaraderie and so on, then, boy, I think we're in a good place. And the Christmas thing brings out that. There's a lot of other things that probably it brings out that are not as becoming as that. I mean, because drinking alcohol and falling excessively, and those are the times, funny enough, when little children, and you know that from since our time, little children are able to drink and nobody will bat an eyelid.
You have privilege during that time.
You have privilege during that time, and maybe that is not too good, but culturally it's accepted, you know, and that's the way. I think Doc is also correct when he said that the thing has transcended into one big thing, Black Hope kind of style. We see it in Christmas on a lot of children dress late, and they go in town. And they go in town and do nothing but to go and watch people and full up the place. So every little spot that you have, they're going to take it. And then you hear they tell you, boy, what, boy, that Christmas Eve is nice because Christmas Eve is a big...
But liming, scholar, they liming.
It is about liming. It was nice and so on. And you ask them, well, how is it nice? What do you think?
They got tell you.
They do not can buy nothing, they ain't think nothing. And last year, Indian, it was not last year, before COVID. But it's funny enough, you know, COVID tie up all memory, you know.
True.
COVID tie up memory, you know. So a few years ago, an Indian tell me, don't worry, that Grenville Park, you can pass. He tell me, don't worry, it's Grenville Park. Nobody will buy nothing inside.
Anyway, guys, let's go to the telephone. 435-2041. We Culture, good evening.
Hello, good night.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, how are you doing, sir?
Very good.
Very good program. Yeah, I listened to you speak earlier on concerning the commercial. A lot of people don't believe in the Christmas time. They don't believe it is true. What they do, they use it to make money. But this season, what people should realize is a season of giving and sharing. When God gave His only begotten Son, this is what this season is really about. Most people don't really understand it, but they do what they feel and they do what they want. But this season is all about giving and about sharing. Thank you very much. Very good program.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. So fellas, in a case like that, Doc should just give a really watermelon and do Christmas time. Doc, what is it?
No. You see, because the season is about giving So, and giving is not just a one-way thing, you know. So I could
exactly,
and somebody else could give. So that could give away all the watermelon, and somebody else could give away all the money.
Well, you could give that something else. You give that something else. Let's go back to the telephone.
You hear what Reese? Every scholar here, Reese.
Let's go back to the telephone. Oui Culture, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good night. How is all you?
Good.
Yeah, good program. Okay, to me, the thing about this whole thing is about okay, there is no special time to give and to love and to cherish, you know, and I think this is life's natural attributes, you know, to give, to love, to cherish, to admonish and everything. Okay, it come back, look, okay, like your body is not necessarily the end of the year, right? But it's from year to year. So you celebrate your body. So it's like the end. So like the end of the year, you know, we just come together and we celebrate, and you take body. But the thing about this is that life's natural attributes is about giving, loving, cherishing, and things like that. Yeah, love.
All right, thank you very much. Rishi, let's take some Facebook comments. I think we have some, and there's a few on the WhatsApp platform as well. Mm-hmm.
Right. So Erla is saying Nelson is correct. We are lacking these traditional things. Sonia Martin's cause. In my opinion, all festivals are money-making things. For those business places, when the time comes, it's all about taking from the poor people. I think Citizen Rulo was saying that as well. Peter Mitchell is saying, I think COVID-19's messed up Christmas, especially in a financial way. Hannah Plenty with scholar statement, we're way past that. But we can't forget that. Hence, it is the season for celebrating. Cynthia is saying, I still do that, no overextending myself. Peter Mitchell, just said Keith, make it better now. Colin Paul is saying, I do not like the stress that's caused on the expectations around Christmas. That can create problems on families that cannot afford to provide, and they go into debt to keep up appearances. True. Someone is saying, thank you, Scholar. You are correct, Cynthia. Jose is saying, season's greetings, girls, GRLS, aka 3 versus 1 from a freezing Plattsburgh, New York, which is 37 degrees now, 20 degrees less than Brooklyn. I've been trying to listen while being part of a graduation. The same time, I didn't want to miss the last program, but I will be off and on. And you're not going to miss the last program, because the last program will be on the end of the year. Ingrid is saying Christmas is more for kids, and yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But we do have a couple of comments on the YouTube channel. We have Joan Antoine is saying, I do respect other people's opinions, but think about it. Try living your life for one moment without Christ and see how far you would reach. She says also that Christmas gives you a special joyous feeling. You cannot tell where it comes from. So that's what I'm seeing here. Yeah.
On WhatsApp, someone is saying my earliest memories of Christmas relates to nutmeg back pay, from which the entire island benefited. The rum, ham, black cakes, carol singing, and merriment were all related and stemmed from the thousands of dollars paid out at that time of year. Today, nutmeg appeared to be deceased. Someone says, good night, Godfrey. Everything changed in Grenada. Even in the cemetery, All Saints now have bars and DJs. Funeral now, no more black and white. It is now wedding type. Let's see what else we got. Merry Christmas to everyone. Someone saying that. All right. So yeah, that's about it for the WhatsApp platform. There is something, guys. Every year, yes, hear people saying, me, I ain't doing nothing for Christmas. All you hear that? I ain't doing nothing for Christmas. And 2 days before Christmas, watch them. Chocolate that thing. Boss, slow that thing. Receipt.
Guilty as charged.
Whining, putting she on up.
Yeah.
Whining.
Guilty as charged.
No, but why? I ain't doing nothing for Christmas. I ain't buying new curtain. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that.
It's becoming a tradition that Christmas Eve is when I'm going to find things. And usually I'm very happy with what I find when I don't plan and I say I'm not doing anything, and then something just takes me Christmas Eve and I just decide, you know what, I'm going to get this.
But let me ask you, when you say you ain't doing anything for Christmas, exactly what you mean by that?
Usually it means that you are not, well, two things. It could mean that you are not going the extra mile to get new things and all that. You're just going to clean your place. You're going to cook a soup. You're going to do whatever, right? And yeah, so sometimes it means like you're just not doing anything at all. You're going by somebody. People not coming by you. You're going somewhere.
And Godfrey,
so don't come.
Godfrey, question you asked then is the main question for the night, you know, to answer the main topic that we're dealing with, you know, the Christmas spirit. That is what the answer in there. She ain't doing nothing, but she doesn't know what does take her. The Christmas
something bite you. Spirit bite you.
That's why they call it a spirit.
Yes. And I was looking at vagrant in Togo because sit down all by the roadside trying to, maybe if I go in that store there I might find something, you know. And you're begging the people to keep the store open because you're just ready to shop. I have a reputation for that, yeah.
No, I mean, you hear parents say that, wives saying, and it's a thing that's very common with women. Generally, men don't say them kind of thing, but women
has been the real flag bearers of Christmas. For matter of fact, women used to see more trouble during Christmas time than anything else, no? Because they were the one that used to spend long hours cleaning, putting up curtains just before cooking. And so those long hours, by the time Christmas Day come around itself, Christmas Day, they're usually tired. So I think over the years, women reach a point where me, I ain't going through that again this year. I stress. Then painting, then going and do the deep kind of cleaning, they don't change it all the curtain. So they usually mean that, and then cooking all this elaborate food to be like a six-course meal. You get your wine, you get your coke, your cake, you get your this, you get your that, which you never, I mean, 3 different types of meat on the table. So when they say they ain't doing all this for Christmas, that's what they mean. They ain't going through all that hustle.
But I find when they say that is when they don't do things themselves. When they think, when they think take them
back. You know the counteract, what they did to counteract that, some of them now put up the curtain a little earlier. Before the vogue, to be in vogue was to put up your curtain so nobody can see it until that last
Christmas morning. No, your curtain's going up Christmas Eve night, 12 o'clock.
Right, but now some of them do it a week before.
No, well, if you put up curtain a week before the end of for Christmas.
That for Christmas. You just change your curtain. You just change your curtain.
Where I feel, one of the reasons I feel women don't say they don't do nothing too is because sometimes, and I'm speaking for the ladies now, those man and them we're talking to, those man and them, they just take long to hands up. You're supposed to give mark. You're supposed to get money to one shop.
Yeah, but
get money to new this and new that, whatever. And all taking long to get the bonus or something happening and they can't get a Christmas money to one shop. And that's why, so we sit on there to take shame out of we say, we don't do nothing. But so they come late.
But it's money you have.
We run through.
When telling you, I'm happy for this program tonight. So, you see, what happened to strong, independent black woman?
Well, I know that. And you forget, hold on. You forget one, assertive. Assertive. You forget assertive.
Listen, let me tell you something. The thing about what happened to strong, assertive, whatever women are around that time. Christmas is a time when women overwork themselves. But it's that time when the men don't sit down and put their foot up high. And they entertaining all their friends. Everybody coming by. They are there on the counter. They bringing out all their drinks. You know, real beers and things flowing. Real, you know. So yeah, so we walk, but you all enjoy. So you all can't just feel Christmas time. You're not strong, independent woman supposed to just dip in your pocket and just spend everything. So you go bring a train, a lot of friends to come and enjoy. No, you have to get the market. The market.
So you see. So yeah. You could bring your trailer to a friend too.
Why no? That's at this Christmas time. That's the whole point about Christmas. Bring your friend too.
Too tired to entertain.
Yeah, they don't want to bring the trailer to a friend for the husband to see the trailer.
the kind of friend they have, they don't can't see it. Listen, let's see if we can stick in 2 quick phone calls before we wrap. We Culture, good evening. Hello.
Hello, Culture, good evening.
Good evening.
Risi.
Yes?
Risi, you knocked the nail on the head, girl.
Oh!
Risi, I remember you had, no long ago, growing up in Christmas, you did not put up your curtain early. Because you don't want the neighbor to see what color curtain or type of curtain you put up. So I remember my mom used to put up the curtain 12 o'clock in the night. So when they wake up in the morning, they just see the curtain up. Because long ago everybody wanted to have it's competition. Despite times was different, but everybody wanted to, who could buy the best curtain. And who could polish and who could this and who could that. So I remember my mom used to just have everything there. And when 12 o'clock in the night, she started to dress the little boathouse. In them days, the little boathouse, but she used to put it away. And then you have all the different things to eat. The pork, the beef, you name it. This yellow yam. And yellow yam was a big thing for Christmas. And that tradition still lies in me. If I don't get my piece of yellow yam to go with my sugar and my beef, it's not my Christmas. And my green peas.
From Willis, lady?
Pardon me? And
are you from Willis?
And pardon me?
Are you from Willis?
No, I'm from Vincent and St. David's. Risi know who talking.
Right.
I'm from Vincent and St. David's. I come out in the country.
Okay. All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much indeed. 435-204. We take one final call. Let's see if we have some time for that, and then we'll definitely we have to wrap because time has gone.
You take a position
I'm getting
but somebody still talking.
Yeah, but the line is supposed to be off. Okay, let's go back to the telephone. We Culture, good evening.
Good evening. And I wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I remember definitely Christmas going to the little cinema for midnight, and after that you go to church. And at the end of the day, the night, you look forward to going up to Baines or whatever. And, after that, you serenade going home. If you could make it drunk or sober, you have to go home.
I think the previous caller did not hang up their phone, and it is coming through. But guys, that's all the time we have for this evening. So this is where we have to wrap. So we
something in your trouble.
Yeah,
the line is still open. Apparently, I'm not sure. Why it's coming through. Well, all my lines are closed, but I'm not sure why it's coming through. I'm not sure. But in any event, that's all the time we have, folks. Next Friday, which is Christmas Eve, we won't be having a program. But I think the general consensus is that we close the year with all our fans and friends who, join with us and share with us at Oliers. I think it's a nice way to end the year. So we won't be here next week or next Friday, but Oliers, we will be here with you to sort of reflect, probably to remember some moments within some of the programs we did, and the thing is, there's a lot we can talk about, as it relates to Oliers, as we say. So we'll be back on the what's the date? What is Oliers? How much days is it, my fellas?
31.
30 days of September, April, June, and November. Right, yeah. So, all right. So
31.
Right, the final day of December, we will be here with you to close off the year. Of course, as we prepare to move into 2022. So, guys, let me give you the opportunity to make your closing remarks before we head out. So, Reese, come last, so we're going to start with her first.
Okay, so before I give my closing remarks and talk about the 31st of December, I'm going to read some of the comments here. I don't know what's up with y'all, Y'all afraid to say 31st? Anyway, Jose is asking a question for the panel. Why some people don't eat pork whole year? But when Christmas, most have a piece of salt only for that time. And he's right. I hear people saying that they don't eat pork. They're vegetarians. They eat just a bit of fish. But when Christmas time, they most have a little piece of ham. And they think that is okay. Is that, are you eating ham? You eating pork? Are you not?
No, I'm not pork.
Okay. And because I know...
ham is ham.
Because I know...
No, but let me tell but scholar right, I will tell all you just now.
Oh my God.
So that I know, right?
so you christened him, Godfrey?
No, but it's true. Ham cannot be pork.
So you see, saltfish is fish?
Yes.
No.
Saltfish is not fish.
No.
Saltfish is fish, porry fish is fish.
No.
So,
they're all fish.
So we say chicken is meat?
Yes.
No, chicken is not meat. Chicken is chicken. Meat is beef and both. And it's got. I think so. That's how Finley.
Listen to me. When they make this designation on them for this meat, so they make pork, they make beef, they make whatever venison. You remember that? And all this kind of thing. When they make this designation for the meat, ham was not in pork designation.
Ham wasn't it?
Pork is fresh thing or stew pork.
And he must have fat. If he don't have fat, it's not pork.
Otherwise, if ham was pork, what they would all say, we eating salt pork. But they don't say we eating salt pork. They say we eating ham. So different thing.
Ham is ham, pork is pork.
That is what I was saying. Me not agree with you, Somehow, I tell you, you will win the argument. So I accept defeat before you You must get through it. So we have Ingrid is saying, I think when people say they're not doing anything because they don't want anyone to pass by them. Yes, Ingrid, I believe that too. Hannah is saying sometimes all 12 midnight I'm mopping out. Why we have to go through that? I don't know, Hannah, but we should strike. That Yulin is saying that is just a slang, Godfrey. I ain't doing nothing for Christmas. We don't mean anything because we don't still do. Grenada Sunshine, I never enjoy my Christmas Day meal because I'd be so tired transforming the house on a night before Boxing Day is when the food is nice. Hannah is saying, yes, Reese, we have to any and everything. We have to do any and everything while they sit down admiring. True. Yeah, and a little intoxicated too. Peter Mitchell is saying, I think that changing now in Grenada. Colin is saying, tell them receipt. Yes, and I will tell him again just now. Cherry Ann is saying, that is so true. The men take long to give the money. Give up the money. Right. Jose, I think Christmas is most celebrated in the Caribbean because being in the diaspora, most of the things that we eat or drink, it's usual. I usually be around Christmas season, but in the diaspora, it is regular every day. It's an irregular everyday thing, but we who traveled, we try to keep up that tradition where we went. So I guess Grenadians in New York is trying to keep up the traditions. That's basically what he's saying. Peter Mitchell, people have couches now, and most places tiled now. Colin is saying, lively program. Godfrey, I don't know why she's supposed to support me. Cynthia B is saying, when we coming back from 5 o'clock service, we see all the Christmas curtains up. And Colin wants you to know that the reason why she's supporting me is because I am right. Okay, Godfrey?
Colin, just saying that.
Saying, Christmas was a love-hate relationship for me because you have to wash all the glasses and dishes in the cabinet, and yet you don't get to use any, but someone who is visiting, I guess, will use them. Hannah is wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Ether Baines or the movies. Peter Major is saying Ether Baines. Oh, either Baines or the movies. Cynthia is saying thanks, stay blessed, stay safe, have an enjoyable weekend, Merry Christmas, celebrate every moment. Jose is saying I want to wish you guys and our online contributors a happy and safe Christmas. Ingrid is saying thanks to you all, have a Merry Christmas. Hannah, plenty, old years, most persons might be out. For me, I like ending in the year and the beginning in the house of the Lord. Grenada Sunshine is saying have a Merry Christmas to all, stay safe. Colin, happy holidays. Colin is also saying it's a tradition for those who have been used to eating it from childhood. The ham, of course. Sonia is wishing us a safe and enjoyable Christmas. Jose is saying a dry peas with a ham bone is off the chain. Okay. Yulin is saying, so I want to thank you guys for this wonderful program through 2021, and I'm looking forward to much better things in 2022. And Jose is saying Merry Christmas to Peter. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to speak on behalf of women to give you men a gentle reminder that you all got paid. You all got paid for the fortnight. You all got paid Christmas bonus because remember, the Prime Minister said to give a little extra. So many of you would have gotten a little extra. Please try and send that into the purses of the women, the little extra, because they are going to go a little extra for Christmas this year, right? So make sure. And hands of the money, don't let us have to come and ask you for it. Don't let us have to give the point because you know we've vexed. We've vexed so long, right? So just give us the money. Give us the money so we can go and shop and we can make things nice. You can bring your friends and you can have a Merry Christmas. You know? Share everything. Before I go, I want to say a special good evening to Ms. Ermin Bayer. I spoke to her for a very long time. I think it was yesterday. She gave me a lot of ideas. She gave a lot of criticism, lots of feedback that I would share with the We Culture team. I also want to say hello to that lady in Voyager. I know that she's listening right now because she's usually home. The lady said, well, I doesn't have nothing else to do. And when she said that, it told me that the absence of We Culture is going to have some people really, really not having anything to do. Because some of them really don't have anything to do. They're not going anywhere. They have nowhere to go. So they look forward to this program. As I would have said to Ms. Bayer the other day, a lot of times, not a lot, but sometimes you just don't feel that well. You don't feel like talking tonight, but you make the effort and you come on the program and a quarter way through, you feel so much better and you're happy that you did do the program and happy that you are impacting lives. So I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Since this is a program before Christmas, I want to wish you guys and your families Merry Christmas, and I'm really looking forward to ending the year with y'all. Seriously, I'm looking forward to it.
Finley,
that's it for
Yeah, well, I want to echo Richie's sentiment, and I want to take this time to wish all of Facebook contributors, YouTube contributors, those who contribute on WhatsApp, those who call in, or special contributor Susan, who is now a household Canadian name. Everybody knows of Susan. So I want to wish everyone a very happy Christmas. I hope that you get and you do have the Christmas spirit, although COVID has tied it up a bit. Maybe take out the S, so but have the Christmas spirit and forget the S. that could still work, you know. But some way, somehow, let's, especially because we have had such a tough year this year. I mean, this year was such a tough, volatile kind of year for us. It's a year unprecedented in Grenada in terms of all that we've seen. That on Christmas time, we lived to see another Christmas. I think we should make it special and eat and drink and be merry. You know, I want to echo Bruce's thing. Men, pass the money all. Don't talk about me, so that's good. Men can feed it stand and you pass the money all.
Everything.
I don't have nothing.
Drop the whole wallet. Just drop the whole wallet.
Just drop some. You know, funny enough, today I was watching Facebook and I see a little photo with a man in an ATM and a woman stand up right over his shoulder and above the photo they say, let's have a minute silence for that brother.
He busy so bright. In a bad way.
He busy so bright. In a bad way. So at the same time, while we do that and we get our bonus, our double pay, and our pay and a half and so on, remember that there's still life after the 31st of
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, there's still life after the 31st of February. So, Mr. Buyer, I hope that you don't buy. Please don't buy. Oh, this thing. Buy, but not too much.
Buy a little.
And as you said, I want to wish my comrades, Godfrey, Livingston, and of course, Comrade Risi, the El Comandante among us, the Guav lady. I want to wish every one of you a very happy Christmas. It has been a pleasure being with you and sharing this program with you for the past year and many months. So thank you all very much. And as Risi said, I look forward to the 31st. You see, I look forward to say the 31st. That's what Fred to say that.
Yeah, that's it. Doc.
So guys, we have come full circle again. We are here closing the next era. Well, BCC, we have a next one to go, both of you. But I just want to say that irrespective of what perspective you have as it relates to your religious perspective or your cultural or traditional perspective, I think this is the season for us to let loose a little. This is the season for chase and to share. But be it a Muslim, you're a Rasta, be it a Christian, it really does not matter. I think it, as Scholar mentioned earlier, this era transcends religious connotation, religious belief. It is now about a way of life where hopefully we can share. And I want to go back into the Kwanzaa principle, the fifth Kwanzaa principle. It's called Nia. It's about purpose. I hope we can find our purpose and maintain our purpose on this program. bringing chairs, enlightening people in the right way. To all those persons that call and had, concerns about our direction, I wish you would continue, because that is how we grow. People like Mr. Rolo, I hope you do not, you continue calling, and I really applaud that. And tonight your contribution was really, really spot on. To all those persons that wish us well, I hope you would continue, and our purpose would continue to enlighten you, and to enlighten you and to entertain you, and take off some of the stress that everyday life brings along its path. To my various brethren and sisters on the program, listen. That is the formal setting. That is the formal setting.
I don't accept that.
Why? What kind of thing is that?
But I surprised earlier on, nobody mentioned about Ali giving and recognizing that Ali money is going on the credit card. So I was surprised. Those two scams are decided. They never mentioned.
Ali watermelon and then I stayed with us, but joke
they making.
Scholar, you see everyone get false name.
You see, you realize what happened there.
Yeah.
So, all year, use wife. But now Christmas.
Money at the past.
I don't accept that.
Wifey, we good. Wifey, we really good. Don't that was just for the listening audience. That was just for the wifey, we good.
Songs, but I'm just saying I don't accept this history.
Right, good. So let me just say, good cheers to everyone, and 2022, we hopefully will be better. So cheers.
Thank you. Well, of course, let me join with the guys in wishing everyone a very happy Christmas, and all best wishes for the new year. Good health, strength, you name it. All the good things. We're looking forward to that in 2022. Thank you for all your support. To this program, your contributions, everything. We are very, very grateful, because we do this for you. It's your program. It's not our program. It's your program, and we're very happy that we can touch people's lives. When I read some of the comments, and people meet me in the street and they talk about it, it really gives me joy knowing that there are people out there who are really looking forward to Friday nights with us. So thank you very much for that, fellas. Doc, Scholar, and this is Trin. Yeah, man. Enough respect to this history. You know what I mean? You bring such. I'm having trouble finding the right words, to express what you bring to this program. When you speak, the smile on your face sometimes, and then the conviction and the anger when we talk about Guav. You know what I mean? It adds so much, I'm so grateful, Squalls, the Shantimel thing you hear from Scholar that only people in Shantimel know about. Only people in Shantimel, nowhere else in the world. Let me tell you. Nowhere else in the world people know about this kind of only Shantimel. Let me tell you. People, let me tell you. People in Samaritan don't know thing about what happened in Shantimel. and it adds so much. It adds so much. I'm so grateful. I mean, Doc. I think when Doc acquired that name, there couldn't have been a better name. Tonight I hear you talking about thing I never heard in my life. Kwanzaa, and what's the other one called?
Kwanzaa,
I never heard it.
I never hear about Kwanzaa. What's wrong with
Why about
Really? Are you going to be joking?
I say Kwanzaa is one of your children's names, you know, we can't do that.
Godfrey, and I plenty say Livingston behaving like Congo already.
You understand that? You understand that? But you know,
real Congo behavior.
So
Doc,
Doc,
I've been around more than 30 years.
I think Doc has really you know is true to his name. You know, bringing all the depth and the history and all of that, and it is just so wonderful, you know. And I really look forward to you know the Friday evening program. So guys, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so very much. I think this team, I don't know when this team came together, how it came together, I don't know, but it is just the right combination. I don't think it could be better than that. So thank you guys again, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Oli Doc say yeah, harmony table scholar, and then he tried to come back and deny it, but I know he lied. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, it's all good. We're looking forward to Great is the New Year. As I said earlier, next Friday we won't be having any program, but the final Friday in 2021 we will be here to close the year with you. So guys, thank you very much. Thank all of you out there. And again, special thanks to this history. Enough respect. One love. Have a good night, folks. All the best and enjoy it. Your Christmas.
Good night.